When you think about the scale of the US market, if you get the right product at the right price and you position it well with the market, there's such potential for growth.
Hello Hannah, welcome to Selling Strategies. It's fantastic to have you here. Let's start off with you introducing yourself.
Yes, I'm Hannah Hardiman. I'm Director of Acceleration for Walmart Marketplace. And what we're doing is we're in Europe looking for UK and European brands that are looking to export into the US and the Americas. So it's a really nice opportunity to talk about what we're doing.
Fantastic and great topic for Linnacademy right now where we're filming. So Hannah, why should UK-based sellers be paying attention to Walmart Marketplace right now?
That is a great question. Walmart is America's favourite place to shop. It's a really high growth platform and it's got sustained momentum. And did you know that over 270 million customer members a week are shopping with Walmart both in-store and online around the world? So it's fantastic. We've got a really active customer base with the platform. US customers in particular have a real breadth of products available on Walmart.com, so Walmart Marketplace, and connecting those US customers to products from around the world has actually contributed to it being one of the fastest growing e-commerce platforms globally. There was 21% sales growth in Q1, and that was driven by store fulfilled pickup and delivery and marketplace. There have been 6 consecutive quarters of 30% plus sales growth. So right now there's a really good opportunity for US customers to get access to millions of quality products from European sellers on marketplace. If those products sell well, then they could even be stocked in the customer's local Walmart store at some stage. So I can really get the attention of our buyers internally if things are selling well on Marketplace. So I think it's a really interesting opportunity for UK-based sellers right now to look at Walmart Marketplace.
It sounds like there's lots of opportunity. I mean, going from online and then possibly going into in-store, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that's a really exciting element to it. So for any brands that are thinking about breaking into the US market, it's a great way to just test the water, start to build up their marketing activities and build a loyal customer base.
Oh, fantastic. What types of products or verticals are performing well on the platform at the moment?
Yeah, so some of the high growth categories include things like home, fashion, auto, collectibles and resold as well. Seasonal and lifestyle categories like outdoor living, educational toys, even pre-loved fashion, they're also thriving. But if we think about what's selling for UK-based sellers, some really strong performing categories are electronics, toys, big seller, seasonal. So it's a good time to be thinking about like Halloween, holiday, all of that. There's also beauty and home. They're all doing really well as well.
So Hannah, how is Walmart Marketplace differentiating itself from Amazon and other marketplaces in terms of international strategy?
It's actually quite a different kind of business. So Walmart, we say that it's a people-led, tech-powered, omnichannel retailer that's dedicated to helping people save money and live better lives. So if we break that down, so if we think about people-led, that actually means we take a very human approach to how we engage with both buyers and sellers. Given the US consumers' interest in buying some of those European brands. We recently opened an office in London, so we've got that human touch there. And that really helps us to work with sellers in the UK and Europe during UK office hours. So we're not having that time zone difference anymore. And then if you think about that statement, to next go to the technology piece. So we help people to find what they're looking for, whether they're in store, whether they're at home, on their desktop or tablet or whatever it is, and even if they're on the move. So we've got the Walmart app as well, where they can choose from like products that are available from marketplace sellers. Then if you think about the omni-channel part of it, that's where we're really different. So unlike the pure play online marketplaces, Walmart really emphasizes that omni-channel reach. So that's online, in-store, mobile, across all the different devices. We've actually got over 4,600 stores across the US. Wow. And 90% of the US population lives within a 10-mile radius of a Walmart store. So we've got fantastic coverage of the whole of the states. And that enables customers through Walmart to do like returns, pickups, things like that. So if you order something online, you can actually take it back into a Walmart store.
You don't have to return back to the online portal?
No, you don't. I think that's where it's really interesting, because for a UK seller, where previously you might have been sending something out, customer doesn't like it, they want to return it, it's got to come back into the UK. That's a really interesting proposition. And I think for the US consumer, when they're thinking about like, what do I buy, what's convenient to me, that's actually like very appealing to know that they've got confidence that if they don't like it or it's not what they expected, they can just go into their local Walmart store to return it. And then the final piece of that statement, which was helping people save money and live better lives, the Walmart philosophy is to have everyday low prices for customers. And so what that means for us when we're thinking about the relationship with our marketplace sellers is that we also keep costs low for sellers so that they can then pass on those savings to customers and get really good prices. So in reality, that means no setup or monthly fees. There's only a referral fee, and that's when you sell. So it really makes it a low-risk, high-reward opportunity. No listing fees or anything like that's involved in it.
Which in the current times as we're in is always helpful. Look after the pennies, save the pounds.
And then likewise, costs for our Walmart fulfillment services that are called WFS, they're extremely competitive. And so that would enable people to deliver to customers within 2 days across the United States. And that's really appealing because US consumers really want to get things quickly. So they're really valuing convenience. And also until the end of this year, Walmart's new seller savings, they can actually save up to $75,000 worth of incentives. So that includes ad credits if they want to just build up the brand presence through advertising, and also fulfillment discounts. So with WFS, Walmart Fulfillment Service. And I think you asked me about what differentiates us. For us, I think it's mainly about us having shared goals as well. So GMV is our primary KPI that we keep an eye on. And so we're very, very focused on our sellers being successful on the platform. And that creates like a win-win-win scenario for the seller, the buyer. So rather than us being focused on we've got to grow our seller numbers, we've got to grow our listing count, we're really focused on finding those products that US consumers actually want to buy. Yeah. And then the GMV is a really good indicator that we're matching the buyer and seller together. So when you can find that right product that's available from a UK and European seller at the right price for the US consumer, not everybody wins.
That sounds lovely. So people-led rather than money-led. It's very hard to come across these days.
I think so. And I think that's really because Walmart's roots is in retail. Yeah. And so when you've got the customer right there in front of you, it creates a different kind of customer centricity. Yeah. Like you treat them all as individuals. You can kind of anticipate what your customer's going to ask for, what their questions are going to be. And I think it does create a different kind of customer focus.
Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you. So what do UK sellers need to have right now to successfully launch on Walmart Marketplace?
There's a few things to have in place. So some of our most successful Walmart Marketplace sellers from the UK, they already came with experience of e-commerce. So whether that was through having their own online store or by selling through other marketplaces. So having that experience, it really helped them because they already had a really robust product catalogue. They knew they needed to write clear descriptions. They had all of the data to put in the attributes when they're listing their item. And they knew the importance of having competitive pricing. And obviously with partners like Linnworks, integration can be relatively straightforward if you work with a really good partner who understands Walmart Marketplace and how all the data maps across. So once sellers are live with that US marketplace, using just one account, eligible sellers can then quite easily expand into different markets like Canada, Mexico, Chile, and then eligible international sellers can actually sell to Walmart's US market without a US tax ID, and you can receive payments in your local currency. So it's very straightforward once you're getting everything set up.
It doesn't sound like you have to go too many hoops. It seems very simple. Once you've got everything...
Yeah, if you've got everything in place and you're ready to go and you've got that experience, expanding to Walmart can be
super simple.
A very easy step.
Yeah. So Hannah, can you walk us through how fulfillment and shipping and returns work in terms of international sellers?
Yeah, sure. So something you need to know about Walmart customers is they do expect fast delivery.
Yeah.
And so they want what they've ordered within a couple of days. And so to meet the customer expectations on that, most of our UK-based sellers are tapping into Walmart Fulfillment Services, so WFS. And that gives really fast, low-cost shipping in 2 days across the network in the US. WFS, it's got really valuable benefits, and that's throughout the fulfillment journey. So importing products to the US, delivering them to your customers' doorsteps, and managing that customer returns process in a really streamlined way. The other service that we have is the Walmart cross-border service. So that program, it offers a really easy and cost-effective ocean freight. So if you've got your manufacturing out, say, in China or India, you can get transportation from the ports in Asia into the US. So once your goods arrive, we then transport them directly to our fulfillment centres, and that means that your items can be available for customers to order much, much faster if you're coming in through that system. Once you've got your products into the US, you can then really leverage nationwide footprint across all those stores so that they can get to customers really quickly every time. And then, as I've already said, customers can then conveniently return items, and I know returns is not necessarily the most appealing topic for sellers, but it does make that returns process quite a lot easier. Then the other thing to bear in mind is that if you list on other e-commerce marketplaces or have your own website and you want to fulfill to US customers, or you're on social media that allows you to sell direct to customers, you can use our multi-channel solutions program. So what that means is that Walmart then fulfill the orders for all of your other online outlets.
Whoa.
So it's not just for using on Walmart. You can use our network to get it out there. So you're still getting that 2-day delivery. We also don't have any minimum or maximum inventory requirements. What some of our sellers start off with is just sending a small box of items into stock, see how those go, then start to layer on more and more inventory. So some start with testing a few SKUs at a time, just see what the market response is like. And then you're not committing too much. You're not sending huge containers into the US if you're not quite ready yet.
Doesn't feel like too much pressure at once.
I think it's useful just to test the water a little bit sometimes. But if you're ready and you're all set up, there's nothing stopping you really going for it. The other thing with WFS is it then unlocks 4 out of the 9 requirements for achieving the pro seller status.
Oh.
That gives you a lot more visibility on the site, and which can really help to boost conversion. So your products get a fulfilled by Walmart badge on the listing, and you also get a 2-day shipping tag. So when customers are comparing one item to another and they see those tags, that can actually help to improve conversion. Sellers that are using that and they're eligible for those tags, they can see around 50% GMV growth. So it's really worthwhile doing it for that. But of course, if people are already set up or they've got a fulfillment partner in the US that can meet those 2-day delivery requirements, because some customers are they even want it in 1 day, depending on what it is. So you want next day delivery. You can, of course, fulfill those orders yourself if you're already set up to do that.
Oh, wow, fantastic. That sounds amazing. So moving on to scaling and success, what support does Walmart Marketplace provide to help international sellers gain traction and grow?
It really depends on the seller's size. So for larger sellers, there is access to some dedicated onboarding support and some account management as we build up the operations in the UK. I would actually say by integrating with approved solution providers like Linnworks,
Thank you.
you do get access to a lot of help and support to activate on Walmart Marketplace and get yourself going. But sellers of all sizes, there's a lot of self-serve support that's available to you. So there's a platform called Marketplace Learn, and that's where you can just go through and learn all about different aspects from getting set up, like what are all the requirements for a UK-based seller, what are all the boxes you need to tick, how do you go through that process of onboarding, how do you get your products live, what to look for, and then it goes into a lot of details on the services. So Walmart Marketplace on that Marketplace Learn is a really good central hub for all those tutorials and best practices. There's also webinars that run from time to time, so keep an eye on those on the Marketplace Learn site. In terms of what sort of support's available, what a lot of sellers find attractive about Walmart Marketplace is you are in full control of your price. It needs to be down to the seller to make those decisions on pricing. We ask for everyday low pricing, and from a seller's perspective, they like that because you can sort of manage the supply chain, you can manage your costs, your margins. It's not lots of peaks and troughs going on. But if you do want to get some sales peaks around like holiday, peak trading, all those different retail moments, there are the opportunities within the seller centre that you log into to do promotional pricing. So that comparative strike through, the was now pricing, they're available. So that's quite good if you do want to get some uplift at certain periods. Then, of course, you've got services like Walmart Connect, which is our advertising proposition, which has all sorts of opportunities available. You've got WFS for fulfillment. Both of those together are really proven to drive both visibility and GMV. So visibility from WFS because you're getting that like 2-day shipping tag on it. So there's actually quite a lot of help and support that can help sellers get that traction and really start to grow into the US market and beyond, all while protecting margins, protecting that brand experience. And actually, while we're talking about brand experience, if you're a brand owner and you really want to protect your brand on the site, there's the Walmart Brand Portal. So that's a one-stop shop. It helps you to, just in one central place, manage and protect your brand and intellectual property rights on the site.
Oh, wow, amazing. That sounds like a lot available. It's either there's a lot of self-serve available for them so that they can go into it whenever they want. But then there's you guys there as well on the side if they need any additional help.
Exactly.
It's amazing. So how important is product localization, pricing strategy, and the customer experience in winning on the platform?
Oh, it's crucial. It really is. So US customers really expect the fast shipping.
Yep.
They expect competitive pricing, certainly expect that on Walmart, and really clear product information. And when you're thinking about localization, remember that includes things like imperial measurements, US spellings, so people don't think that you put a typo in your product listing because you're using a UK spelling on something. And also cultural relevance, and so making cultural references in there when it's appropriate to. So when sellers do invest the time to truly optimize their listings, use WFS, there's some really good improvements that you can see in both conversion and GMV growth.
And to the seller, it may seem just like a small detail, but for the platform, it's a big detail that makes a difference. So what's the most common mistake you see when sellers first enter Walmart Marketplace?
Under-resourcing.
Oh, wow.
For sure. To make the most out of the opportunity, sellers have got to put some dedicated resources behind this, and you've got to put a focus on growth. The US market is huge, and if something's going to sell well, you need to be set up for that success.
Yes.
When you think about the scale of the US market, if you get the right product at the right price and you position it well with the market, there's such potential for growth. If you're a UK-based or European brand who can put those resources behind it, if you get the products and the selection and the operational readiness right, you'll be off to a really good start.
Walmart Marketplace isn't a side dish, it is a main course. You need to provide that time to make it work.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely.
So what does operationally ready look like for cross-border sellers on Walmart Marketplace?
Operationally ready, inventory's in place, and it's integrated with Walmart's system. So that's either through API or through partner software. Your fulfillment strategy is defined, ideally using WFS for speed and for scale, with that reach across the US market. You really need that in place. Listings are optimized, high quality images, really important. Thinking about the app experience, people are looking at images and some really interesting things you can do with images there. Accurate shipping promises. If you are fulfilling it yourself, you need to be really transparent about how long something's going to take to arrive. Other things with operational readiness are just making sure that you're set up to handle returns if you're not going through WFS. put customer service in place, advertising. Really, you just got to have everything in place and ready to go.
Yes, it's all about a big key theme across these 2 days is preparedness.
Yes.
Prep. I just want to grab some final thoughts from you.
Okay.
What's your best piece of advice for UK-based sellers looking to break into the North American market through Walmart Marketplace this year and the next?
If you think back to what I said earlier on, that we talked about Walmart being a people-led, tech-powered, omnichannel retailer dedicated to helping people to save money and live better lives. I mean, that's really the key to all of this. So US consumers are savvy, right? And they are looking for value for money. That doesn't necessarily mean the cheapest. They want good quality products at a good price in the market. So if you can crack that, you'll be doing really well. There are some high expectations of customers. If you can deliver on that, you're going to do really well. So do spend the time to research the products in your category, price them well, invest time in creating good quality listings that demonstrate the product benefits, describe the products accurately. We talked about returns, and it's not popular. The best thing you can do to minimize returns is to describe things accurately. For example, if your sizing is slightly different for a European market versus a US market, make sure that you're catering to the US market and that they're transparent about what that sizing looks like. I know I keep talking about this, but using WFS.
Yes.
Honestly, it's such an enabler for European brands and particularly UK-based ones, just to get the products out there and out to customers really quickly. But best piece of advice, this is some untapped potential from a lot of people's perspectives. So start now. There is a real early mover advantage here. Capture that market share. Get yourself a foot in the door with the US market while the platform's still scaling. Get yourself established with the US, then think about scaling out to those other marketplaces. But yeah, I think it's a really exciting opportunity.
It's time to move on Walmart Marketplace.
Absolutely. Where are you?
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been wonderful having you.
Pleasure.
And hopefully I'll see you again soon.
For sure.
Thank you very much.